What am I doing over there? Oh dear. Hey up, it's Steve, old Yorkshire geek. It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? It is, you can tell. Welcome to episode 143 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. And this week we're doing The Cabin in the Woods, which should be fun. Apologies, I'm late, but I couldn't do anything about it, so there we go. Right, so before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We should be live on all the usual places. Let's look. Yes, we're live on YouTube. We should be live on Rumble. Let me have a look. Maybe. We're live on Twitch. Don't know why I keep doing Twitch. Are we live on Rumble? I have no idea. Yes, we are. We are live on Rumble. Oh, pardon me, I'm burping already. Explore the description for links for stuff such as merch and me books. Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give me a whirl. And links for other stuff like my music channel and my websites and my social medias and all that stuff that's down there. And all that. So become a member and then you get exclusive access to exclusive videos and early access to some videos and all the perks that membership provides. Not many, but but you do get exclusive vids, such as one I uploaded today, which is an audio commentary, unofficial audio commentary for The Cabin in the Woods. So there we go. That was fun. In the middle of that, we get the Amazon man break. They were not bothered with recording the audio commentary. The Amazon man arrived. So I had to go and collect a parcel from him in the middle of my commentary. I thought, sod it, we'll leave it in. Anyway, so there we go. Right, so The Cabin in the Woods from 2011, although it was finished in 2009, however you want to pronounce it. Written and directed by Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard. Directed by Drew Goddard. Written by Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon was the second unit director on the film. Also produced by Joss Whedon. Stars Kristen Connolly, Chris Hemsworth, Anna Hutchison, Fran Kranz, Jesse Williams, the amazing Richard Jenkins, is always great in everything, Bradley Whitford, and many others. And a few Stargate actors pop up in it. At a budget of $30 million, it did just under $70 million at the box office. So, did it make money? Did it not make money? I don't know. I think technically probably lost money, didn't it? But it's one of those films that had a great critical response. People seem to like it because it's a great film. And it's funny, it's gory, scary in places. It does everything. Got 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, apparently. Not that I've checked. I'm going what it says on Wikipedia. But yeah, people generally like The Cabin in the Woods because it's a loving homage to all genres of horror. It does feel a bit like Buffy in places. Winggrace is saying boo. Are you saying boo? Are you saying boo? Boo to scare me. Are you giving me a jump scare? Or are you saying boo because something's wrong? You're going, oh, boo. Is that you're pointing at the screen? Is it, or is it a jump scare boo? Anyway, if it is, oh, you made me jump. Welcome, Winggrace, to the show. Go, by the way, if you're not already, go to Winggrace's channel. 2 channels he's got. Winggrace Project. Go and subscribe to that. And also, he's got his music channel there that's Winggrace, but with AI in the middle. Winggrace. Go and subscribe to that as well. While he's there, he's saying scary. A scary boo. Right, so let's get on with this film, shall we? And we'll go through it. Can't just play the film because YouTube are good crackers and they take my channel away and all that stuff that Winggrace YouTube likes to do. Does Winggrace want to take my channel away? I don't know. Maybe he does. Was that a Freudian slip? Could be. Anyway, we're going to watch it in a series of stills and I'm going to watch it in a series of stills. Sorry, Winggrace is saying that's a real AI. I didn't make it. All right, fair enough. We're going to watch it in a series of stills, and I'll try and learn things I have gleaned from the Blu-ray, which has some decent special features. There's some featurettes that amount to about, I don't know, just over an hour probably of stuff. Oh, God, I'm yardy. Oh, told you it was going to be one of those nights, didn't I? And there's a nice audio commentary on there as well. So anyway, it is available on Amazon and YouTube to rent or buy and all that. But right, so we'll get on with it. I shall pop myself down in the corner and we shall begin. We shall begin. The begin. Who sang that? It popped in my head. Shall begin, the begin. Can't remember. Right, it'd help if I added it to the screen, wouldn't it? There we go. We're getting the old Lionsgate logo. There we are. Are they still got? They're a big studio now, Lionsgate, are they? But I can't remember the last film I saw by Lionsgate. It seems to have been a while since I've noticed a Lionsgate logo. But I'm sure they've done loads of stuff. I've just not noticed. Anyway, so we get the kind of opening titles, but they're not really, because there's no words over it. It just begins with this. It's as though they made this and thought, we've made this, no point wasting it. It's like showing images of sacrifice to gods and stuff like that, such as that. That's obviously Aztec or Mayan or something, isn't it? And there's that one there, which is like Egyptian. And how they did this, it's supposed to look like blood, isn't it? It's images in blood, but it's not, because they tried doing it with, I don't know, fake blood or whatever, and they couldn't get it to work, so they used superheated chocolate, super runny hot chocolate, to do it, because that got a reflectiveness to it that they could presume superimpose images over. We do get text on it. We do get text. But I think that's all we get. It just says Lionsgate Presents, and I think that's all we get. Maybe it says a Drew Goddard film, maybe. I don't know. Oh, my, there we go. A Mutant Enemy production, which is Joss Whedon's production company, isn't it? A Drew Goddard film, and then that's it. Then we just bang. We're into the flick. And they said they did this initial part, which I think they should have just started with this and then done that bit that we've just seen afterwards. Because they wanted to make it look as though, make people think that they were in the wrong film, that they'd walked into the wrong film, or they'd put the wrong film in their, DVD player or whatever. Because it's just two fellas in an office situation. He's getting a cup of coffee and all that. And it goes on for quite a while, just in this situation, just talking about office politics, office drama, office gossip, and just all this stuff is happening. Thinking, what's going on here? And if they hadn't done that, I think they should have even forgone the Lionsgate logo and just started the film like this and make you think, hang on, what's going on here? And then put all that afterwards. I suppose the studio suits wouldn't allow that. Man me. And then we see Amy Acker. By the way, this is Richard Jenkins as what's his name? This sounds like Citizen, but it's not. I'm going to have to check. I forgot already. Oh, it doesn't say it there. Stupid bloody thing. Where is he? Richard Jenkins. Citizen, yeah, Gary Citizen. Richard Jenkins. Is he an Oscar winner? Does he win? I know he's been nominated, hasn't he? It doesn't say there. Never mind. Been in loads of stuff, and he's always good. And that's Bradley Whitford as Steve Hadley. And there's the lovely Amy Acker, we may know from Angel. She was in Dollhouse as well. She's probably most famous for Angel. She played Fred, the tragic character Fred in Angel. But anyway, so they're all still talking about politics and stuff. But she's actually letting us know that something's going wrong in the world, but we don't know what it is. There you go. She's saying, look, Stockholm went south. We don't know what she's on about. But anyway, and then she's talking about Japan. We think is it just like business they're talking about? Who knows? Anyway, but it's obviously work in a big place. I don't know where this was filmed. Hang on, I'll tell you. Does it tell us? British I'll learn to speak. I think it's British Cambodia then. British Columbia Institute of Technology Aerospace Technology Campus. That's where it's filmed, in the control facility wide shots. That's what it says there. So it was filmed entirely in British Columbia, by the way, in Canada. In Canada. Anyway, so here we go. They're still talking about stuff and talking about different departments we don't know. But then he's talking about, you want to come to my place, and I've got some shelves to sort out. And he's sorting out his coffee cup. Then he says, are you even listening to me? And then, bang, the opening titles, Cabin in the Woods, in as big letters as you can get. Anyway, right, so then we cut to the main characters in the film. Here she is. We're going to meet. This is Dana in her underplugs, played by Kristen Connolly, with amazing eyebrows. I love her eyebrows. I don't know why. I explain it in the audio commentary that I've just uploaded. I explain it in there. That I don't know. I think maybe because they're slightly up curved on the inside, they kind of make her look a little bit vulnerable, don't they? But so maybe that's why I've just fallen in love with her. I don't know. But anyway, I'm an old man. Who knows? Anyway, there she is. They're all kind of college students. I'm not sure how old they're supposed to be. Are they 18 or the 21? I don't know. Some of them look like they're 30. Probably some of them are. But they're supposed to be students. Maybe they're mature students. I don't know. But here we go. There's Anna Hutchison, who plays Jules. Anna Hutchison is Australian, but you wouldn't know to hear her in this film. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the show. You haven't missed anything. I was late starting, so we're not that far into the film. But all these characters are going to be like stereotypes from other horror films, like teen slashers and stuff. So you've got a jock, a nerd, a slut. I'm just going by the they call them different things in this film. The stoner, and the final girl, who is, spoilers, is going to be Dana. But in this film, they're called the athlete, the scholar, the fool, the whore, and the virgin. So anyway, but they've been chosen as this group of 5 people. They've been chosen. They don't know this for what's going on. And Alien is here saying, I actually enjoyed this movie. Cool. So did I. I've got a feeling Alien's going to be saying other things soon, so we will see what happens. Anyway, so that's where we're meeting Jules, and we learn that even though she's supposed to be a virgin, we don't know that yet in this film, but she's not. But I also learned that she's just dyed her hair blonde, bleached it blonde. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't know the technical aspects. I've never done anything with my hair apart from washed it. So anyway, she's coloured it blonde, and that's a reason. That's a reason for they've put something in the dye. The powers that be, we'll call them, put something in the dye that starts making her act as to how the system wants her to act. So as we'll go in the film. Anywho, right. So Dana, by the way, doesn't have a boyfriend. Ellen says, never mind. I was thinking of Cabin Fever. Not much difference, but they're both good films. I prefer this one over Cabin Fever, to be completely honest. But anywho, where were we? Yes, I don't think Dana's got a boyfriend at the moment. I think she was like dating one of her teachers or professors or whatever, something like that. I'm sure it says that. But they're kind of doing a blind date. They're going off for the weekend. And they're kind of doing a blind date thing for her. They're taking one of Jules' boyfriend, is Kurt, who's played by Chris Hemsworth. Taking one of his friends along. So anyway, so here he comes. Here's Chris Hemsworth. He comes in. He's going to be the athlete, even though he's really clever. He throws the ball out the window. But luckily, Holden's there and he catches it. Not that the skipping thing is landing on it. There it is. He nearly gets run over. But anyway, there we go. And he's good with his hands. So, right. So they're going to be off. Here we see that he's not an idiot. He's supposed to be the jock of the group. He's quite clever. He's given her some guidance on what books she should take, for when they go back to school. It's supposed to be set in summer, by the way. I think it's a summer break, but they've actually filmed between March and May in British Columbia, and that's the first scene that they filmed on location. It was actually snowing, and it's not supposed to be. So I don't know how long that stopped production for, but they had to wait for the snow to go away. Oh, there we go. He's telling her, been talking away for ages, then you have no pants. Anyway, right, so here they go. They're getting out to their camper van. Is it a Winnebago? I have no idea. But it's where we're going to meet. Here comes Franz. I can never remember. Fran Kranz is his name. I think he was in Dollhouse. He's probably been in Buffy as well, I imagine. But he's playing the fool. There we go. Driving a car while smoking his bong. Not very wise. But anyway, apparently this car, I don't know if this is the actual car or if it's just a car like Drew Goddard had when he was in college or whatever, I don't know. But apparently he used to do this. What Fran does in a minute. You see the windows, hang on, you can see there, I think the window is up, but he puts the window down, no, the window's down now, and he locks it from the outside and leaves the window down. Not very security conscious, is it? But apparently Drew Goddard used to do that, apparently. Anyway, right, so here we see his bong is going to disguise it, because they're saying you can't take that in, my dad's camper van or whatever, and we see that it's actually in disguise. You can, there you go, a giant bong in your father's van, and we see that it disguises itself as a drinking vessel, which apparently cost a lot, $5,000 to make, the prop department. Why $5,000? I have no idea. It's Hollywood. They just overcharge for everything, don't they? Anyway, so off they go. Right, they're setting off now to somewhere, to the cabin in the woods. That's where they're setting off to. But before that, we get a clue that something's amiss. There's a man on the roof with a thing in his ear saying, "The birds have left the nest," or whatever he says, something like that. There we go. No, nest is empty. We're right on time. So there we go. They are being observed. Anyway, so off they go. Is it a Winnebago? I don't know. Does it say anywhere on? Can you see it anywhere? I don't know. That's the only type of camper van, American camper van that I know, Winnebago. Oh, and them, I can't remember what they call it now. Starliner. I can't remember what they call it. Them big silver ones. Them as well. Anyway, whatever. So they're setting off. We learned that they're going to be totally out in the middle of nowhere, with no cell phone reception or anything. But anyway, off they go. But they've got to make a stop first. But before they do, we're going to get another view of the facility. Now we're getting little clues as to what's going on. I keep forgetting his name. Citizen and Hadley. They're technicians at this facility. He's a security guard, is this chap. Can't remember his name. Oh, he's called Daniel Truman. That's what his name is. But anyway, so they're introducing his new. So they're getting ready and they're showing. They've got lots of screens to look at. Right, here we go. Is there any branding on it? Or have they taken it off? Did they not get permission from Winnebago or whoever constructed this camper van? Usually Winnebagos have a big W on the side, don't they? So it could be something else. I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Anyway, so they pull over to this gas station. As I said, this was the first scene that were filmed, on location scene that were filmed, and it was snowing. It was snowing like bloody hell. So I don't know how they made did they just go away and come back another time? How long was the snow there? I don't know. Did they have a cover set? I have no idea. They didn't say. They just said it's on like the behind the scenes documentaries. Was look, it's snowing. They left it at that. But anyway, it's this gas station apparently just somebody's house. Let's see if we can get a view of it. There it is. Apparently this is just somebody's house. Even that Confederate flag was there, even though it's in Canada. But it was just somebody's house. that they stuck some gas pumps in front of. So they didn't change anything apart from the gas pumps they put out front. So anyway. Right, so they arrive. There's nobody about, and this is where we're going to meet the Harbinger. It's called Mordecai. So there we go. See, there's nobody in there, but he's going to come out now, and he's going to be the one that warns them of their impending doom. And they don't listen to him. Obviously, he says, if you go to that cabin, the old Buckner place, you'll never come out alive. But obviously they don't listen to him. They've got to. He's even telling him, giving away the code names for the various stereotypes that they are. But obviously they don't listen, so off they go. He's done his job. He's part of the conspiracy, I suppose you could say it is. He's part of it. I said he's called Mordecai, and he's got a scene in a bit that I don't really understand. It's just played for laughs, but I don't really get it. But anyway, maybe I'm just an idiot. So they carry on. They end up going to the cabin. It's through a tunnel, and we're going to get a little scene now that I don't know. Does it give away too much too early? I don't know. Because we know something's up. Cause we've seen the fella with the thing in his ear. We know they're being watched. We've seen Mordecai, but he could just be a crazy old man. But then we see this eagle look as they're coming out. They're going through this tunnel. Follow my arrow. Going through this tunnel. They're going to come out here. But watch the birdie. So here we go. I don't know how long it's going to be. I can't. Anyway, bang! There we go. We see there's a force field there. It's another thing that kind of makes me scratch my head. It's not the future. It's not Star Trek. How is there a force field there? This is kind of like the most advanced thing we see in the film. So this tells us now that this is something that is not quite normal, is it? So they're all being set up. We know that now, don't we? I say Mordecai, the Harbinger, he's there for a reason, and we learn later that they've got to go there by their own choice. If they decided to turn back, that'd be it for the American side of the ritual that's going on. They'd survive, but they've decided they are going on to this place that they're now trapped in because there's a force field around it. How this force field has been generated, I don't know. Is it magic? It don't look like it, does it? It looked very scientific. It didn't look like a magical force field, did it? I don't know. It doesn't explain it. It doesn't explain the force field, but because there's nothing else we see that is even close to that sort of technology in this film. But anyway, off they go to the cabin in the woods. They actually built two cabins. They actually built a cabin in the woods, which is this one. And there's also one on a soundstage as well in Vancouver, where they did a lot of inside studio shots on the soundstage when they didn't want the people outside in the freezing cold woods, and they could control everything more on the soundstage. But so there's two cabins, identical. Anyway, here they're arriving now. Very Evil Dead, in it. Very. It's one that didn't put eyes in the windows and join us and all that. Anyway, there we go. So they've arrived. Here they are, the cabin. The cabin in the woods. Here it is. And they call it a cabin. It looks small from the outside, but it's huge. They always are, aren't they? The one in Evil Dead were massive as well, wasn't it? They're bigger than my house. But I'm British, and we do have notoriously small houses. Anyway, so here they are in the cabin. You notice that Marty's the last to go in because he's the most suspicious. He's the one... Spoilers, is the one that's going to figure it all out first, even though he's the fool, he's supposed to be the idiot, he's supposed to be the stoner, he's smoking his weed and stuff, which has been doctored. His weed has been doctored to make him, more pliable to the system. But we learn he's got a secret stash that he's been using, and not the public stash that he should be having. Anyway, so here they are. They're all enjoying themselves. They all pick the rooms. Here's Holden. He's got a room with a scary painting in it. It's created just for this film. See, it's got like all sorts of monsters on. Are they werewolves or dogs? I think this is supposed to be the Buckner family, who used to torture people and murder them and all that stuff. But there's all like creatures and stuff that they're chopping up there and all that. And some weird character just watching from a distance with a, I don't know, is it a walking stick he's got in his hand? Who is he? Is he one of the ancient ones just watching? Spoilers for what it's all about. But anywho, I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of like a Hieronymus Bosch painting, particularly these characters down here. But anyway, he decides he doesn't like that being there, so he's going to take it down. We see the mysterious character watching, but he takes it down, and then we see if it lands there. There we go. That he can see. There we go. Sorry, there. He can see Dana in her room, and we learn that she can't see him. It's a two-way mirror, one-way mirror, whatever. One of those mirrors that you can only see through one way. So it's a one-way mirror. But aren't all mirrors one way? I don't. Anyway, there he was waving his arms, look, and she can't see him. And she starts taking her clothes off. And he thinks, ooh, what should I do? And so he's like, wondering, what shall I do? But he does decide to do the gentlemanly thing and bangs on the wall and says, hold on. And then shows her that, what's going on here? Why have they got this mirror in this house? It doesn't really explain why they have got that mirror in this house. I don't know, but anyway. So the swap rooms. She decides to stay in that room, so he can't watch her. She can watch him, which she does for a bit. Anyway, so the swap rooms. Remember, these are supposed to be, they're going to be an item, aren't they? You think this is the blind date couple. But anyway, so she starts watching him. He starts getting undressed. So she thinks, I'll put the painting up. I won't watch him. And then she says, crikey, what's going on here on this painting? Anyway, so she covers that up with a big blanket. Luckily, it's big enough. And then we see they've got cameras in all the rooms. You see that Richard Jenkins and the other fella are watching them on screens. They've got lots of screens, and there we see all computer screens with all our characters on, and other screens. There's lots of screens going on. He's still got his coffee there. Look. Here comes Amy Acker again. Her character's called Lynn, by the way. Here we go. We're learning about what they've done to Jules. That they put something in her hair dye to make her more overtly sexual. Acting out of character. They're all kind of acting out of character, but they're acting according to the ways of the system. And we do learn why they're doing this. It's to appease the ancient gods who live deep beneath the earth. Deep beneath the cabin, actually. But anyway, there you go. She's saying the hair dye. It works its way into the blood through the scalp. And she'll start acting all sexy. And they've done something as well. They're using gases and stuff like that in the cabin to make Kurt act more jockish like. He's quite a clever chap, but he starts acting more belligerent and all that stuff. Only Holden doesn't seem to change. He's supposed to be the scholar, and he's actually acting like that. I don't know. But anyway, and they've doctored Marty's weed stash, but he's not using that, so it doesn't affect him either. Actually, what the stash he's using protects him from the other stuff that they've been subjecting them to. But anyway, so this is the scene that I don't really understand. Mordecai's phoning in to base to tell them, the lambs have passed through the gate. They are come to the killing floor. And he's using all this weird arcane language. And I don't really get it. And they're making fun of him because they've got him on speakerphone. And he gets angry because he realises they're on speakerphone. And I thought, but why? I don't understand why. And they're making fun of him because he's kind of taking it seriously. They all think it's a big joke. Even though it is a serious, they do realise, the gravity of what they're doing. I think they think, if we be too serious, we'll go crazy. But so they're kind of making fun of him. And they go, am I on speakerphone? And I go, no, yes, you were. Just a minute, I'll turn it off, and they don't. So they're all laughing. And it is funny, but I just don't get it. Don't get it. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand why he's doing it. Like, why he's speaking like that over the phone to them. I don't know. But anyway, that's by the by. Right, so the rest of our gang are all going to jump in the lake and swim and stuff like that. And we see that everybody's got their tops off. They're all showing off their honed bodies, apart from Marty. And you know why? Because apparently Fran Kranz has the most ripped body of any of the cast, even Chris Hemsworth. This is before his Thor days, by the way. I think after he filmed this, he was cast as Thor, and he really got in shape then, didn't he? But yeah, apparently Fran Kranz is super ripped, so they kept him in baggy clothes for the entirety of the film. Anyway, so they're all having fun. Swimming in the lake and all that. So here we go. We see all the computer files about them, even showing which rooms they're staying in, and all that stuff. Just a minute. Let me have a little drink of water. Real-time surveillance. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, Level 4, Level 5. I'm just seeing what it says there, up there. There we go. Oh, they do check the vitals. In the my commentary I did, I was saying they should have a way to check the vitals of each of these people. And because they don't seem to. So this kind of proves that they're not paying attention to this screen. Because spoilers, we think Marty gets killed, but he doesn't. He pops back up again later on in the film. And they think he's being killed. But if they were watching this, you can see here all the heart rate and stuff like that. It even says their heart. They'd know he wasn't dead, wouldn't they? Stupid people. They deserve everything they get, don't they? But anyway, because I don't think we see this again. Maybe this is just a mistake by, the production design people. And they just thought, we'll add this, because, it makes sense for them to have this, but obviously they haven't read the script. And they didn't realise that they obviously weren't monitoring their vitals. But anyway, right. So, it's the sweepstake. All the different departments are betting on what choice our characters make. There's I forgot his name now. He played. I forgot we played as well. Andrew in Buffy, didn't he? They were like him and his mate in Buffy were witches, weren't they? Did they end up getting skinned alive by Evil Willow? One of them did. Maybe not this one. Maybe the other one, but. He was in Buffy, wasn't he? And he's in this. I forgot the name of the actor. Tom Lenk. It just came to me then. Yes, Tom Lenk. Plays Ronald the intern. Anyway. So all the different departments and the individuals are all betting on what choice they're going to make. What monster is going to see him off. So anyway, he was just letting off steam. They're explaining that the director doesn't care about as long as they get the results. The people upstairs don't care as long as the people downstairs are happy. Pardon me. That's all that matters. But here we go, saying, look, where are we? Where is it? It's just explain stuff. Where is it? There we go. How can you wager on this when you control the outcome? And they don't control the outcome, we're told. They give them opportunities. They give them choices to make. And, they try and guide them to make the right choices. But in the end, it's up to them. There you go. Otherwise, the system doesn't work. They have got to choose which way to go. Like an adventure novel. One of those choose-your-own-adventure novels. Will you go left or will you go right? It's like that. Anyway, they have to choose what happens in the cellar. So that's it. And you see in these panels in the background, we're going to see what they're for later. But anyway, so they're all having fun and games, and they're all having fun and games in the cabin as well. And Jules is having a sexy dance, and he's having another spliff. Is that the term? But anyway, they're going to play Truth or Dare. And Marty says to Jules, go make out with that moose on the wall. He's talking about this wolf's head. Keeps calling it a moose. And in the behind the scenes, Joss Whedon, who were doing a tour of the cabin. This is the studio cabin, by the way, not the one in the woods. He kept calling it a moose as well. And I'm like, what are you calling it a moose for? It's a wolf. But he's obviously referring to the script and Marty calling it a moose. I think they do call him out on it. They go, have you ever seen a moose before? Anyway, whatever that mysterious beast is, it's a wolf. Anyway, there you go. There to make out with that wolf. So she does. It's not a real wolf, said, by the way. It was made by the makeup effects company, AFX, which is actually run by, of all people that you wouldn't probably think of, Heather Langenkamp, you know, the actress from Nightmare on Elm Street. She played Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 3, and 7. Well, it's 7. Whatever. Yeah, she helps run that company with her husband, David Anderson. So I'm guessing that's what the A stands for in AFX, Anderson FX, and David Anderson's dad. So she helps run that company, and she's in the behind the scenes and all stuff. And I say, oh, that's it, they're the Langenkamp. Anyway, they made this, so it's not an actual wolf's head. It's all, you know, fake fur and plastic and rubber and stuff. And the tongue of the wolf, they're coated in powdered sugar to make it more palatable for her to do what she does any minute. I drew a picture of this, actually, because if I can find it. See what you think of me picture I drew of it. If I can find the blooming thing, just bear with me. Just bear with me. Rum-ti-tum, tiddly-pum, live. I'm looking on Facebook. I've got my albums. Where is it? Movie and TV horror. Quite a while ago I drew this, I must admit. Come on, where is it? Where are you? Blimey, how long ago was it? Oh dear. I hope it's as good as, I hope you like it. After all this palaver. Good heavens. Oh, there we go. Found it. There we go. Open link in new tab. There we go. Can I open image in new tab? Open image in new tab. There we go. So I don't have to bother with all the Facebook stuff. Right, here's my drawing I did of this. Hang on, we'll get to the bit where she gets up close to it and see if you can spot the difference. Are we nearly there? There we go. That's near enough, isn't it? This is my drawing I did of it. Can you spot the difference? There we go. Never mind me. Never mind all that lot up there. There we go. That's my picky I did of that scene. Anyway, do real people behave this way, or is it just a movie thing? It's a movie thing. Well, it's what in what way? Do you mean doing this? You know, stuff like this, Truth or Dare. Well, they're kind of being affected, aren't they, by what's going on. But some of them are anyway. So she makes out with this wolf's head, and was licking it and everything, and they're like, but anyway, so there we go. Anyway, right, suddenly, bang, just like in The Evil Dead. Is it going to do it now? Hang on, wait. There we go. Just like in Evil Dead, the cellar door bursts open magically, so they've got to go down and explore that. As they do, so off they go down into the dark cellar, finding all sorts of creepy stuff. There's a photo, presumably of the Buckner family, Patience, Ma Buckner, Pa Buckner, and I can't remember the other two. Is it Matthew Buckner? I can't remember. Yes, Matthew Buckner. How do you remember that? And Judah Buckner. There we go. Better picture there. But anyway, there's loads of other stuff in this cellar, and so they're all having a look round. We see that there's a film reel. There's creepy toys. and they're all to do with the various monsters and stuff that could be summoned to take them out, because they are sacrifices. But they have to choose the way that they go. And there's Jodelle Furland, who you may know from like Stargate and loads of other stuff. Dark Matter. There she plays Patience Buckner. There's a wedding dress. Do we see a wedding? Maybe that's to represent a ghost or something. I don't know. I'm sure we do see a wedding dress floating about somewhere. And here he finds this ball, which is supposed to be like a resemblance to the cube thing. I forgot what they call it now. In Hellraiser, I can't remember what they call that. It's got a name, hasn't it? I can't remember what they call it. The puzzle box from Hellraiser. It's supposed to be like that, except they made it circular. Because we see their version of Pinhead. They keep calling him Pinhead in the behind the scenes. But anyway, they should summon that female Jem'Hadar. Okay, the tasty one from the ship episode of Deep Space Nine. Anyway, so there we go. So they're looking at all this stuff, and whichever one of these that they choose, it seems to be. I don't know how they decide which one, but it ends up being decided that it's the Buckner family that they're gonna use. But so she's picking up the wedding dress. He's looking at the film. I don't know what's on the film. Another one's looking at the ballerina in the music box. We see that ballerina later. And she finds Patience Buckner's diary. No, from the new Academy pictures, not Vorta. Oh, there a Jem'Hadar in that? I wasn't paying attention. Right, fair enough. It's just one with that female Jem'Hadar. Oh, yes. Yeah, I was thinking of Vorta when you said Jem'Hadar. Yeah, but I didn't think there were any female Jem'Hadar because they're all clones, aren't they? I'm sure that's what they said as well, didn't they? In Deep Space Nine, there are no female Jem'Hadar. So I don't think it was. I can't even remember half the pictures. I've just got a video out, haven't I, for that? That's why I'm a little bit late. But anyway. Nobody cares about Star Trek Starfleet Academy, especially me. Anyway, so she's found Patience Buckner's diary, and she starts reading from it. Because she's reading from it, that means they have chosen the Buckner family, zombie, redneck, torture family, whatever they call them. So she's reading this. An absence of caring feeling, only the numbness, a blind hum of insects, as I watch a flying ant trapped in the old cob's web. I went to scroll then. I've said that before, haven't I? When I'm reading things on the film, my finger automatically goes to my scroll wheel. Anyway, so this is Patience Buckner's diary. So she reads from it, and that is the choice. She finds this amulet. I don't know what that represents. Hang on. There we go. I don't know. I don't know if we see that later. I don't know. Maybe we do. I imagine we'd probably do. I don't know what he's seeing. Can we make out what he's seeing on this film? Let's see if we can make it out. Right, it's in focus now, isn't it? What's going on there? Can't make it out. I don't know. Anyway, today we felled an old birch tree. Oh, sorry, felled an old birch tree out back. I can't read it. He's still watching the ballerina. Right, so she's reading from it now out loud, and so that's the choice. So they go diary of Anna Patience Buckner, 1903, and then we cut back to the facility where everybody's saying, right, that's it, they've made their choice. So anyway, this is where we learn about they basically chop each other up. The Buckner family, they go crazy, chop each other up, and all that, and they'll come back as zombies, which is what happens. Anyway. And she starts reading out the Latin, and he's saying, I draw the line at the Latin. But, that makes them come out. We see them come emerging from the earth. Here they are, she's, Kanda, and all that. It's like Evil Dead, so here they come. But little do we know at this point, they're not actually just coming out of their graves, they're actually coming out of the facility. All the monsters and stuff are held underground in the facility, and obviously they're being released. It's like a zoo down there, we learn later on. Here they come, look. This is Ma Buckner, played by Mayor something or other. But Dad Buckner, who we saw back there, where is he? There, is that him? I think it is. Father Buckner is played by Dan Shea, who plays Sergeant Cellar in Stargate SG-1. There you go. Not that you'd be able to tell, you can't tell. But there we go, we have a winner. And then we see Jodelle Ferland as Patience Buckner on the screen behind. So, Maintenance have won the sweepstake. Apparently they vote for them every year. And I think they get chosen more often than not. And they have a 100% success rate to the Buckner family. So anyway. Oh, look, no, Ronald the Intern as well. He won as well. So there we go, getting a look at some of the various... There we go. There, we can read them all now, can't we? We've got a werewolf, Finance chose them. Alien Beast, Biomed, Mutants, Demolition. She's saying, but no, I had zombies too. So we've got Wraiths, nobody chose Wraiths. Zombies, Chemical Department, don't know. So I had zombies too. Says, no, these are zombie redneck torture family. Completely different species. But what else have we got? Reptilius, nobody chose that. Clowns, witches, sexy witches. Don't think we see them in this, unfortunately. Demons, nobody chose demons. Hell Lord, I think he might be the pinhead fella. Except he hasn't got pins, he's got like circular saw blades. I reckon that's him. Angry Molesting Tree, which is obviously a reference to Evil Dead. Somebody chose that, I don't know. But we do see that later. Very briefly. A giant snake as well, we see that. It's a cobra. Deadites, that's a direct reference to Evil Dead there, isn't it? Story. Kevin. Who's Kevin? I don't know. A mummy. I don't think we see a mummy. The bride. We saw the wedding dress, didn't we? I don't know if we see the bride. I think we do. The Scarecrow folk. Snowman. Dragon Bat. We see that. Nobody chose the Dragon Bat. Vampires. Dismemberment goblins. We see them. Sugar Plum Fairy. So that the... Oh, let's look further down. I think the Sugar Plum Fairy is the ballerina, isn't it? We see a merman. Look, Hadley chose merman. He always chooses... He just wants to see a merman. But anyway. The Reanimated. Isn't that zombies? Obviously a different species. Unicorn. Engineering chose unicorn. The Huron. I have no idea what a Huron is. Sasquatch, Wendigo, Yeti. We do see a lot of these, by the way, really quickly. And sometimes just on the screen. There's loads of screens. It's a shame, because they obviously have the footage for them to put on the screen. So I don't know why they didn't put it in the special features, which is a shame. At least not on the Region 2 one. Or Region B, or whatever we are. Anyway, it's why Sasquatch, Wendigo, Yeti all classed as the same. A Wendigo is definitely not a Sasquatch, and a Yeti's a Sasquatch from a different place, from the Himalayas, isn't it? But anyway. The Doctors, which we do see. Zombie Redneck Torture Family, which are the Buckners. There we see Ronald's name there. So he got in there, with maintenance. Anyway. A jack-o'-lantern, we do see that. A giant. I think we see the giant in one of the cubes later. And twins. That a reference to The Shining, probably. So there we go. So that's the choices that they had. And we see loads of other things as well that are not on that board. But anyway, so there he's saying, look. But this is the zombie redneck torture family, see? Completely different species. Anyway. Difference between an elephant and an elephant seal. Anyway. So. She's explaining to the new chap, whose name I've forgotten already. Daniel something, wasn't it? Everything in our stable is a remnant of the old world, even though some of them look very modern. Such as the people. There's people wonder about in masks. Are they a reference to like that film The Strangers? I don't know. Or like The Purge. I can't remember. Did that come out before this or after? I can't remember. But but a remnant of the old world, and something like, I think she says provided by the ancient ones. She says somewhere. See if I can find it. Courtesy of you know who. The customers downstairs. Anyway, gods. There we go. Yeah, they've got to appease the ancient ones. He's fed up. He's never going to see a merman ever. But apparently, Citizen, apparently he's seen one because he explains. There we go. Here in a minute. These things are terrifying. So he's obviously seen one. The clean-up is a nightmare, and we see why. So the Buckners, zombified, pain-worshipping backwoods idiots with a 100% clearance rate. Until today. But anyway, we're going to see. I think we're going to get a glimpse of what's happening in the other places in the world. Here we go. This is in Japan, in Kyoto. Obviously, reference to films like The Ring and not The Ring. It's just Ring, isn't it? Ringu and Ju-on the Grudge. So we've got Berlin there. Something's on fire. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Rangoon. What's happening there? I have no idea. Is it a war erupting? I have no idea. Don't know what's going on there. Or is that something? I don't know. Is there a monster there or something? But anyway, so we've seen what's going on there in Japan. But it's all going to go wrong. It's all going to go wrong before long. But anyway, meanwhile back at the cabin, Jules is still dancing. Can't stop herself. Being all sexy. But Kurt's going to take her outside and they're going to go out and canoodle in the woods. So off they go. And he notices, does Kurt, that, people are acting how they usually act. Kurt is being, there we go. Since when does Kurt pull this alpha male BS? He's a clever lad. Although he's, athletic, he doesn't usually act like, like that, like the jock. But he's just saying he's just drunk. But anyway, they go, we are not who we are. That is actually, I think that's supposed to be an important line in the film. I think it's from something else. It's from the X-Files, isn't it? But what episode? Is it the Ice episode? I think it is, isn't it? That were like basically a rip-off of The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. They said that in that, didn't they? We are not who we are. So he just ripped that off from the X-Files. Just came to me then. Anyway. So he's reading the book. Is Holden, who is the scholar. We learn that he can read Latin. But we see they're getting closer together. Look. Anyway, they're heading out into the woods. They're going to canoodle, and they're watching. So they must have cameras on every tree, just like the Beast Must Die from last week. The camera on every tree. But I'm going to have to be clever here now because we're going to get some nudity, so we'll have to skip over it quickly. So we're going to get down to it. They're all waiting, look. They say, no, come on, lads. Off you go, back to work. We've got a job to do. So they're going to see, there we go. Activating the pheromone mists. Why pheromones? I don't know. Maybe they should have said, aphrodisiac mists, but whatever. So they're going to get down to it because they can't help themselves because of the chemicals in the air. And but here we go. Show us the goods. I'm going to have to be quick here now because she gets them out. Hopefully I'll skip over it, but it's not going to be for long. So anyway, there goes the watching away. I'm going to have to be quick here because she gets them out. And they're all watching. Stony-faced. As they get down to it. And then she puts her hand out for some weird reason. I said in the commentary that I did, I said, why is she putting her hand over there? Does she just like the feel of moss? I don't know. But anyway, she gets her hand stabbed for doing that. So she screams, obviously. And so here come the Buckners. And the knockover there we go, hits him with his bear trap. Knock over Kurt. I keep forgetting his name. I keep wanting to call him Chris Hemsworth. And the knockdown her as well, Jules. And she gets got with a bear trap. He's got a bear trap on a chain that he just throws and just grabs hold of them. So he drags her back towards him, and she's basically going, this is where Jules meets her demise, and it is quite, although it doesn't show it. It kind of, I don't like decapitations like this. I don't mind like guillotines and stuff and comedy type things, but ones like, there's a decapitation in Black Sails that got to me, and there's a decapitation in Wolf Creek 2 that got to me. And this kind of gets to me as well. I don't know. Even though we don't see it, it's off screen. They're going to get it with a big rusty saw look, and we just see like a spray of blood. We don't see it happening. But so that is the end of Jules. She's the first, and apparently, the whore is supposed to be the first to go. So they're on course. I don't know why she's got to be the first, but that is what's happening. And he says a little prayer. It says a little prayer, and Hadley starts saying a little prayer as well. Or that might be a bit later. But anyway, it goes over and pulls the lever. I said it's all very old school, the levers and cogs and stuff that we're going to see. There we go, all these levers and cogs. So where's the bloody force field come in? What's power in that? Anyway, so there we go. The blood. So is this supposed to be? Is this actually... It can't be, can it? It can't be actually Jules's blood, can it? Does it collect somewhere in the woods when they chopped her head off? I have no idea. Maybe it's just symbolic. Pardon me. But there it comes. That looks CG, doesn't it? It probably isn't. It probably actually real is that, but it looks CG, doesn't it? But there we go. It goes into this... into that. Meanwhile, back at the cabin, they obviously don't know what's going on. Little Nemo. I don't know. Is that anything to do with Finding Nemo? I have no idea. And he's reading a book. And he can hear voices. There he is. Somebody say, I'm going to go for a walk. So I'm not. Is he picking up what they're saying in the control room? I think he is, but I don't know how. But he can hear them. But wondering what's going on. So he goes for a walk, and then he's going to encounter. There in the background we see Patience Buckner heading towards the cabin, but first he gets knocked over by Kurt, who comes running in. Who knocks over Patience. Patience, by the way, has only got one arm. They chopped her arm off when she were alive. Running, saying, "Oh, they've killed Jules. We've got to get out of here." Anyway, suddenly, I think Father Buckner arrives. Here he is. Father Buckner arrives. There he is. That's Dan Shea. You wouldn't know. It's Dan Shea, Sergeant Cellar from Stargate SG-1. He ain't got a big wrench in his hand, but he does have Jules's head, which he throws, and she catches it. But anyway, and drops it on the floor. So they've got to keep them out. So the Buckners are trying to get in. Anyway, so they're just watching, thinking, they're all going to meet their end at some point. The Buckners, remember, have a 100% clearance rate. So anyway, they all head to their rooms and they lock them all in. That's what it says here. They will lock them in. So they'll do a switch. It's all very old school, isn't it? It's all old style switches and buttons, but yet they've got this bloody force field surrounding the area. Anyway, never mind. It's almost as distracting as Una Chin Riley's hair in Star Trek Strange New World. Anyway. Right, so what's happening here? Yes, he's knocked over his lamp and he's found the camera. Remember, they're all being spied on. He's found a camera. So there we go. So he knows now that something's up. But here comes Judah Buckner, comes to get Marty. There we go. Drags him out the window. And we think he dies here now. We think Marty dies. He whacks him with his bong. That doesn't do anything. And then he gets a knife in the back. He throws a knife at him. Look, this, or is it a trowel? Or is it shears? I don't know, but whatever. It's some gardening implement. Straight through his back. Seemingly straight through his spinal column. Or straight through. There's a straight. So I'm getting excited. Straight through his spinal column. And he survives. It's the thing with this film. They just brush off these major injuries earlier on when we saw Kurt getting attacked, and Jules before she got her head chopped off, sawn off, should I say. He got like a huge knife down through his shoulder blade, and he just pulls it out, and it's like super long. And it is fine, they're all fine. But anyway, never mind. So anyway, gets dragged away. They go, help me. It gets dragged away into a grave. I think this is the grave where they're supposed to come out from. And then we see blood go like that. And we're supposed to think now that's the end of Marty, the fool. And they're even celebrating. And they was pulling Marty's lever. So they think he's dead. Have they not checked his vitals on that computer screen? Because we learn a bit later that he's not dead. There we go. That's the thing for the fool. The blood spray going down. I think they've got this from Blade. Remember the film Blade? They had a similar thing to this, didn't they? With blood going down. And then as that happens, everything starts shaking with all this rumbling and shaking. And they're saying they must be getting excited downstairs. But obviously they're not. It's the old gods kind of getting angry because they've jumped the gun, haven't they? We know that they know that Marty's not dead, but they've pulled the lever to say he's dead. All they have to do is check on that screen, and we know that he's not dead. But anyway, the rest of them have got to try to escape. There's just oh no, there's 3 of them left now, isn't there? We've got Kurt and Dana and Holden. There we are. They get through the smash the 2-way mirror, 1-way mirror, whatever it's called, and get out that way. And they go down into the cellar, try to escape through the cellar. They do somehow. And Kurt gets got by the blooming what do you call it? Bear trap. Here he is. Look, straight in his back. Look, all blood spraying. He's fine. He's fine. Is it like a cartoon? I don't know. But he doesn't die here. They're pulling him up, and she pulls him down. She stabs. This is one of the. I don't know which button this is. I don't know. But she stabs him in the face with a crowbar. There it is. Look, also it's a tire iron, isn't it? So she stabs him in the face with that. And he just pulls it out because they're zombies, aren't they? But he says, remember, we could just throw a girl in a volcano. Now they've got to do all this stuff to appease the gods. They've all got to do it in a certain way. Why? I don't know. Obviously, the gods are taking notes, aren't they? But anyway, so they get out. There we go through the cellar, the outer cellar door. And they head for the Winnebago. There we go, the piling, the camper van. And what's happening there? All right, yes, we see that everything's going wrong in the other places in the world. So we're back in Japan now. And we see the girls, Japanese school girls, have surrounded the spirit. We find out her name in a bit. And they turn her into a frog. This was such a strange horror film when I first saw it, but it works. Yeah, it's a cool film. It is really good. But there we go. They defeat her, and they go turn her into a bowl of lilies. A bowl of lilies. There we go. Yay! The evil is defeated. Now Kiko's spirit will live in the happy frog. So they've defeated, their ritual. That shouldn't have happened. He's not happy. His citizen. I can never remember his name. He's shouting profanities at him. Let's have a listen.
Fuck you.
Oh dear. I think we also seen in other places. Is it just that one? It's just that one so far. We've seen other places around the world that all those rituals are failing as well for some weird reason. Don't really know why. I'm thinking maybe it's destiny, and I think they were supposed to fail everywhere. I think whatever had have happened, I think this is the end of the world. But anyway, here we go. Here we see the other stuff. There we go. Failed in Kyoto. They've won. There we see Stockholm is a fail as well. Apparently, this is supposed to be reminiscent of what happened in John Carpenter's The Thing, because it's all snowy. And there, a big giant. Oh, it's King Kong, isn't it? It's a big giant gorilla with horns. that's been killed in Buenos Aires, and then they will fail, and then Madrid, which just looks like an explosion from some historical epic. I don't know, El Cid or something like that. I don't know, but Madrid fail. So everything's failing. Any word from downstairs? They ask, but anyway. So they've got to make their stuff work. Is that all there is, by the way, around the world? Just those 3 other places? Or it 4? 4, wasn't it? Look, you guys are humanity's last hope. If the ancients rise... Anyway, so they're heading through the tunnel. The tunnel's supposed to have been blown up and collapsed. There's a force field. Can't they use the force field to stop them? Obviously not. But... the tunnel, they could escape. The tunnel's not been blown, so he's running to the demolition department. And we learn that they've been having problems. We don't know, it won't blow up. So we see that obviously Citizen, whatever it's called, Richard Jenkins, is obviously an important part of the team because he knows what to do when he basically hot wires the explosives. Is it going to show it? Here we go. He hot wires it and blows up the. There we go. Blows up the tunnel. Thusly, there he is, hot wiring it. Boom! So they can't escape. So they've got to go back. So they go back out there, and Kurt decides he's going to get on his motorbike, which is strapped to the back of the camper, and he's going to jump over this ravine. He doesn't know about the force field. We know because there's all that eagle, which I think shouldn't have been there. But anyway, I suppose they had to put it there to pay it off now, didn't they? But it was a bit overt. Maybe they should have shown it a bit later. But anyway, whatever. He's going to jump over on his motorbike and go for help. Pardon me. So that's what he's going to do. But anyway. Off he goes. Going to come back with Cops and Choppers. Good name for a TV show, that, isn't it? Cops and Choppers. Anyway. So off he goes. He's going to make this Evel Knievel style jump, which kind of ends pretty much the way all of Evel Knievel's jumps ended, in disaster. But off he goes. Here he comes. Oh, he hit the barrier. As I said, it is a force field, isn't it? 'Cause it's invisible, isn't it? Until something hits it. So it is a force field. It's not like a fence, it's a force field, isn't it? So that's the end of Kurt. He falls to his death, if he's not dead already, but he's done for. So that's another lever they can pull. He hit something. There's nothing. What did he hit exactly? So anyway, when she mentions puppeteers, he's talking about they are being puppeted and made to go in certain ways. There we go. Marty was right. So here we go. There's the blood in the athlete sigil, I suppose you call it. So they head back to they're heading back to the cabin, and we get a thing here it's very Joss Whedon, very Buffy-ish, where they're talking away and get interrupted mid-sentence just as they say, we can't afford to. That happens here in a minute. There we go. No matter what happens.
Okay, no matter what happens, you gotta stay calm.
There we go. We've got to stay. And then he gets a blade through his neck. So that's the end of Holden. One of the Buckners has got him, and the camper goes into the lake. But Dana gets out. She escapes. They try and pull her back in, but she escapes. But anyway, but that's it as far as they're concerned. That's it. 4 out of 5. Because apparently the Virgin is optional. They're celebrating. They're getting the beers out, the little bottles of champagne or whatever they are. So they think they've won, and everything's cool. Daniel's saying, how can the ritual be complete? She's still alive. And they say, the Virgin's death is optional. She can either live or die. It's a bonus if she dies, but whatever. As long as she dies last, the main thing is that she suffers, and she has suffered. So, and then it does the tequila is my lady, my lady. Apparently, Drew Goddard, he improvised that. Drew Goddard had no idea what it means. But, because here come the others with some tequila. Anyway, so they're all celebrating. She's climbing out, and she's nearly getting got again by Pa Buckner. Now we'll see it on the screens behind. He's throttling her and all that stuff, but she's not dead. Don't worry. They're all celebrating, and there's we see her again later on. I forgot her name now. She plays. Is it Kovac or is it Novak? I can't remember. It's Stargate Atlantis, the one with hiccups, Doctor with hiccups. Stargate Atlantis. There she is. I forgot her name. Is it Emily something? Just a minute. Ellie Harvey. Military liaison, that's who she's playing here. So, Ellie Harvey. She plays, I think it's Kovac in Stargate Atlantis. On the Daedalus, she gets hiccups a lot. She's only in 2 episodes, apparently. But anyway, so they're all talking about that. Here we see that we learn that Ronald, being an intern, doesn't get paid overtime. But anyway, never mind. So they're all having fun and celebrating. But then the phone rings. We will learn there's been a glitch, a power reroute from upstairs. We'll learn what that's all about later. Because I think the power goes out soon. But anyway, the phone rings. A red phone rings, so he's got to go and answer it. It's from the director. It's phone from. We don't know who the director is, but we learn that something's up. One of them isn't dead, and I think. Got to work out which one. I think they know now. Which is it's the fool. Marty's not dead. We're going to find that out in a minute, because he's gonna Buckner's gonna kill Dana. And he's gonna swing his thingamabob, his bear trap. But when he's ready, there we go. But luckily a bong arrives just time to save the day. It's Marty, and he sees off Buckner. What does he do with him? Does he just knock him in the water? I don't know. Oh, she whacks him, and that sends him in the water. Anyway, they run off, and here he comes, rises up again out of the water, because they're zombies. So Marty takes her to here we go. Hang on, where are we? Into the grave. Oh, here comes Patience with a one arm. There we go. Takes her into the grave that they came out of, and there's a door there, and they drop down into the facility. This is where Act 3 begins now of the film. They're in the facility now. There's one of the Buckners. I don't know which one it is. Followed him. He said I had to chop him up with a trowel. Anyway. Never fear, Maddie's here. Josh Temple's here at the room, but lurking in the shadows. Work is crazy. It is. It is, which is why I don't do it. Oh dear. But anyway, he's chopped up one of the Buckners with a trowel, but he's obviously been a zombie. He's still alive. His bits are still moving. There we go. To dismember that guy with a trowel. Anyway, as you can see, he's been doing something with the wiring. So is it an electrical engineer? Maybe, I don't know. But this is why they've been getting power glitches in the facility, because he's been doing stuff. So they're going to get into what we see. They call them elevators, but the cubes, like from the film The Cube, slightly but different. But and we learn this is where all the monsters are stored, in these cubes. So they drop down into it. Some of the zombie drops down into it as well, and off they go. There we go, down into the facility. She says, "Why do we want to go down?" And he says, "Well, where else are we going to go?" Kind of got a point, I suppose. But anyway, suddenly it stops, and we get a jump scare. Of you ready? Here it comes, a werewolf, which you didn't see. There it is, a werewolf in another cube, a practical werewolf. Yeah, because when they were making this film, they said if we can do it practically without CG, that's the way we'll go. But there is quite a bit of CG later on with some of the monsters, the snake and the bat dragon or dragon bat, whatever it's called, and other stuff. But if they could, it was practical. Done by Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, or at least you were in charge of the company. Anyway, so they carry on and end up by another cube with some ghostly mist in it. There it is, ghost. And then they stop at another cube. Oh, here we see the ballerina who has a face like the Sarlacc pit. In a minute, he's looking at her. They're going to show it. There it is. She's got a face like the Sarlacc pit. That's how they described it. She's the sugar plum fairy, isn't she? And Dana's looking at what they call Pinhead. There you go with his. She realises now that they had to make a choice. So she remembers seeing that in the cellar, and she looks up there. We see him there. Look, and they call him Pinhead. They say this is the closest that they get to an actual reference to another film. I kind of disagree. There's loads of overt references to other films, isn't there? Deadites, for instance, and The Cellar Door, not, but whatever. But they said this is the closest they got to Pinhead. But they said, but we class Pinhead in the same way as we class like a vampire or a werewolf. He's become part of the lexicon. But anyway, but he's not a pinhead. He's got like circular saw blades. He's like a Cenobite, I must admit. But there she realises that we chose our demise, much like Zool, not Zool, Gozer made the Ghostbusters choose their way to die. So good job there wasn't a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man down in that cellar. Just Temple says, hang on, I missed a bit, sorry Justin. Was this movie involved in a lawsuit? I have no idea. It's not Twilight Zone the movie, is it? I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Just Temple says, if I was a monster, I'd be a lycanthrope. Yeah, I'm a big werewolf fan. I love werewolves. Proper werewolves on two legs, like in The Howling, and that, the one that we see here, and Dog Soldiers, them sort of werewolves. Not werewolves on all fours. Not werewolves like in The Beast Must Die. But anyway. Anyway, so they've realised that they've had to choose their own demise. Who plays him, by the way? Because he kind of looks familiar. He probably isn't. What's he called? Lord of something. Does he have a name? The Japanese floaty girl was Naomi Dane. Japanese floaty girl. Sugar Plum Fairy was Phoebe Galvin, who we've just seen. Here we go. He's called Fornicus, the Lord of Bondage and Pain, played by Greg Zak. But he doesn't have a picture, so I've probably not seen him in anything else. But he does kind of look familiar. What's he been in? He's been in Arrow and Fringe, TV stuff. So I don't know. He's been in Stargate Universe, played a character called Hamilton. If you say so, IMDb. Hang on, where were we? I think there was a book similar to this, and there was something, but it got dismissed. Oh, right. Okie dokie. I didn't know that. Josh Temple says, Dog Soldiers is my favourite werewolf movie. It is up there, I must admit. It is up there. The Howling is my favourite werewolf movie. It kind of looks like this alien from Stargate Atlantis. I don't know. Or from the alternate Daedalus, from the Daedalus Variations, one of those aliens. I forgot what they look like. But that was a good episode. I did enjoy that. It looks like Jason Statham, says Justin. Yeah, it does a bit. Maybe he's looking for a Meg. It's a megalodon. Like Jason Statham would know. Anyway, so they're seeing him. He doesn't actually do anything in this. And her nose was freaking me out. I think, what's up with the nose? Is it? She got frostbite? But I think it's just the reflection. You know, there's a light around the cube. You can see there in her eyes. I think it's just that's shining on the end of her nose. Because, pardon me. Oh, it doesn't look. It just shines around the end of her nose every time we see it, whatever angle we're at. But anyway, whatever. It is kind of doing it for him as well. I think it's just the light around. Anyway, so she freaks out a bit. And there we're going to be seeing all the other cubes now. So as we zoom out, so this will be fun. So we've got a giant spider there. They filmed it. They had all various different sizes of cubes. So they had some little tiny ones that they put like spiders and insects in. They had some mid-sized ones that they put like normal-sized people in to look like as though they were bigger than what they are. And there's some, like what they're in, regular-sized ones. But there's the sugar plum fairy. There's the spider. What else are we going to see? It moves too fast, doesn't it? You can't. What else we got? There's some like dogs or something up there. Don't know. Is that a demon? Looks like Tim Curry from Legend or whatever. What else have we got? What else can we see before it all gets covered up? There's some sort of troll or something in there. Is this a snake in here? Or something, I don't know what it is. Looks like a snake, doesn't it? A clown. There's the clown. The clown, actually, in this film, we do see him again. He's played by Terry Notary, the motion capture person. What else we got? Oh, Pete's sake. Somebody up there, isn't there? Can we see who they are? Can't really make it out because it's too blurry because of the motion blur. Anyway. Oh, there's the twins, look. There's the twins that were mentioned on the board. There's the twins. Some creature there. Don't know what that is. Oh, is that the bat dragon? Could be. Could be the bat dragon. There's a killer robot. What else have we got? We see that killer robot again. I think, is that a reference to Chopping Mall? Could be. I don't know. And some other creatures. There's actually a floating head in one of them. I don't know if we're going to see that. Which is actually the head of David Anderson, the visual, the makeup effects boss chap. Heather Langenkamp's husband. Can we see it? What else have we seen? There's like an earwig there. Loads of people. I don't no idea who they are. Are the zombies? I have no idea. Some sort of spirit there. Can't really make them out, unfortunately. But anyway, let's go a bit further. There we go. What else can we see? There's supposed to be a Nosferatu somewhere, but I haven't seen one. But here we see they're all in all these cubes, all moving about, look. Just like in the film Cube, but different. Which also had a Stargate reference, didn't it? It had, what's his face in? David Hewlett, he was in Cube, wasn't he? And Nicole de Boer was in it as well. She'd been in Stargate Atlantis, but she's also in Star Trek. Here we're learning that they've got into the facility, so they've got to, isolate them. Now, they do find them on the cameras. There they are, they're on the camera there. So, a security guard or whatever is heading down to them. Just one, this fella. Just one. Who's got the most, I don't know, softest back of the head you've ever seen. So it's going to... By the way, the security are told to make sure that if they're going to kill him, make sure they kill the man first, kill Marty first, because he has got to die before Dana. But anyway, he's going to shoot him, he's shouting at him, and then gets grabbed by the zombie arm, remember that? And so he starts shooting it, and then the grabs hold of him. Look, they push him into the wall, and look, his back of his head just splatters. How hard did they push him? Sure, they didn't push him that hard. Maybe he had some, genetic deformity that made the back of his head soft. I don't know. But anyway, he's dead. They grab his gun and that weapon that the zombie had. Good work, zombie arm, he says. And off they go, and they leave him. I like this. I like this bit. It's like the zombie arm's getting him. What's it going to do to him? Who knows? It's going to stroke him. Anyway, so they end up in this hallway. It's like a lobby. We hear the voice of the director. It was a very familiar sounding voice. If she says anything. You can't really hear it. It's too quiet, but never mind. Telling her that, basically they've got to die. There's more at stake than what they know. It's part of something bigger. Here come the soldiers. Look, the soldiers are coming to deal with them. So anyway, so they end up in this lobby, and they go and hide in this booth. It's got a control booth in it. That just happens to be, open. There's nobody there, and they're shooting at them. It seems to be bulletproof glass. And then she suddenly knows how to operate everything. She starts flicking switches on this control panel. We get glimpses of what's in the other cubes. I presume they're the doctors that we saw mention of on the board. There's Fornicus. What was it now? I forgot we got Fornicus or something. The Lord of Thingamabob. Anyway, so they're all shooting at them. Look. And she just presses the buttons. Look, system purge. Why would the system purge? She does this. Look, it says yes, do it. She presses the system purge button. Why would the system purge make all the monsters go into this lobby? Surely it'd just purge them into some waste area. An acid bath or something. I don't know. But anyway. So they're all waiting now. We're all waiting. We hear the doors ping. Oh, shit. And here we go. So we're going to have to see all the monsters now. Oh, we're getting a glimpse here. Look, one's coming out the door. We hear a ping. Like elevator doors. And all the doors are open. And all the creatures come out. So here's the... what is it? Molesting tree. It's obviously an Evil Dead reference. Who gets one of the soldiers, and there's other stuff as well. What else we got? We've got the there's the dragon bat there. Is that the werewolf there? I think it is, isn't it? The werewolf. Some sort of is it a witch? Is this supposed to be a witch there? I think there's the killer robot. We've got snake. You see the snake in the background. What else have we got? There we go. We've got the dismembering goblins. There's two of them. One that flies and one that doesn't. One's green and one's red. There's the werewolf. I think that might be about it. I think we've got other stuff coming, lumbering out as well. We've got some zombies coming out as well. Look. So, and there we go. I think throw a body part. Just it says awesome scene. Yes, it is cool, isn't it? So all them soldiers are no more, but loads more soldiers are coming. They enter the scene. The scene is just blood. Apparently 220 odd gallons of blood were used on this scene. Fake blood, obviously. It might not have been, I don't know. But all that's left is just some zombies munching on some of the dead bodies. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Deep Rising, that bit where they could see all the bodies in the ship. Anyway, a bag of guts drops down. There we go, from the ceiling. I missed it. But anyway, in the behind the scenes, it showed Drew Goddard, calling over to one of the practical effects guys. Says, "We need a bag of guts." All right. So anyway, some more monsters. All the monsters have been released into the facility. So here come these people in masks. I'm not sure what these are a reference to. Is it the Strangers or like the Purge? I'm not sure. Or is there another film where people wear these weird masks? I'm not entirely sure. Or it could be just made up. I don't know. But I'm guessing there's references. There's the ghostly thing. What else have we got? Whoever that is throwing a fella over there, and he gets got by the big cobra. And there's there's people being chained up and tortured and killed. There's the killer robot again. They're the doctors. Oh, they're scary, aren't they? Some crazy person with an upside down head. She just chops herself. We see these people. This kind of disappointed me a little bit because they've got some members of the we'll call them members of the crew, and they've got them all tied up and they're pouring petrol on them, or gasoline, whatever you want to call it. But we don't see them set them on fire. I'm kind of disappointed in that. Not to be cruel, but I just wanted to see him do it. But we don't see that. We'll see other stuff going on. What's going on there? Some other people being got by strange creatures. Like I said, we see all these cameras, but obviously the footage is there, isn't it? But they should include all of them. on the DVD or the Blu-ray, because we see all this other stuff going on with all these other monsters that we never get a good look at. Look, all these screens with stuff going on. Anyway, so they're in the control room. There's the Sugar Plum Fairy up to stuff in wherever she is, dancing about. Oh, there's the clown. We do see him again. Ronald is there, calling for help. I don't know if I can make it out. He says he's calling for help. I think he's in like a cupboard somewhere, and he's escaped from a dragon bat. But anyway, we do see the dragon bat at some point. Have I gone past it? Have I missed a bit out? Or is that yet to come? That might be yet to come. Oh yes, they're still in there, aren't they? Anyway, suddenly all the power goes out, and then the emergency power comes on, and something's getting in. Look, something's getting in. Oh, here we see the dragon bat, which is CG, pretty good CG, must admit. Looks very Guillermo del Toro Blade 2 vampire-ish, doesn't it? With its anyway, so they get out of there, they get away from that. Whatever this is, I don't know what this is, but he's got green goo in his head. Don't know what he's supposed to be. But there he is. Oh, stop doing that. I don't know who this is. We just see her from behind, just walking through, as though she's one of the monsters, but I don't know what she's supposed to be. Is she a zombie, or is she just something else? Is she supposed to be like Sadako from The Ring? I have no idea. But anyway, this fella knocks him over. There we go. Where is it? There, he knocks him over. And the dragon bat gets him and takes him through the wall, making an exit for him, thankfully. Because the dragon bat comes flying back out in a minute. Off it goes, flying back out. Heads round the corner, and they think, we've got to get... The only way out is to go through that hole in the wall now, so that's what they do. Some more zombies are coming. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Doing all that. I bet they did that. I bet they did it. So in they go to the wall. Is that that's the werewolf getting the fella. And then we see the clown stabbing somebody. Terry Notary, apparently. He did stuff like Planet of the Apes and that, didn't he? The motion capture and all that. Here's Dr. Kovac. I bet she's got hiccups now. Trying to do her thing. But she gets got by the clown. Here comes a unicorn. I thought unicorns were creatures of light and love and rainbow farts and stuff like that. But not this one. It stabs this fella with its horn. Unicorns are evil. Anyway. Right, so... Oh, and here comes, finally, Patience. Patience Buckner's arrived. We're going to see her again later. But here she is. Ready to mop up. Deal with more zombies or scarecrows, them aren't they? The killer scarecrows, those. This is where Daniel meets his end with the killer scarecrows. What else? Poor Amy Acker, Lynn, she's going to cop for it. A big tentacle's going to come and get it. I might either throw her. He pulls a grenade out, as Daniel, and blows himself and the scarecrows up. The blast of which throws Hadley across the room. There we go. And he's badly injured. Maybe he's got a broken back, I don't know. But he's just ligged out. He can't seem to move. And this is where he's going to see his merman coming out through the smoke. Here it comes. And you think like merman, and you think it'd be like King Triton from Little Mermaid, or a proper mermaid. No, it's more like creature from the Black Lagoon, isn't it, or something like that. Or that, the creature from Monster Squad. It looks more like that, doesn't it? But anyway, goes, oh, come on. And it gets him. There we go. It's eating him and spraying the blood through its blowhole. And they did this for ages. In the behind the scenes. The actor were laying there. I don't know if it's the actual actor. Or if it's like a stunt man that's just laying there. It probably is, because you can't really see his face. And there were just loads of takes. I think they were for I don't know, hours maybe, just filming the blood spraying out this blowhole. and said that, but they did lots of different versions, lots of different angles, and so that it gave the editors, a choice of which to use, and they used that one. Anyway, so he's trying to get, there's like a trapdoor, and he's trying to get him out. Is Richard Jenkins, and but before they can get out, there we go. She gets grabbed by a big, like an octopus tentacle or something from Deep Rising, which I mentioned earlier, didn't I? Curiously enough, a big octopus tentacle, and takes her away. So that's the end of Amy Acker. So Richard Jenkins jumps down, escapes the control room, and then runs into a knife, or that gardening implement that Dana's holding. So she's stabbed him. He says, "It's you." But before he dies, he says to her, "Kill him," because remember, the end of the world is at stake. And then he dies. The lonely death of Citizen, as they said in the audio commentary. So off they go. They found their way down to the main area. I don't know, the ritual centre of the facility. And directly below them is where the ancient ones are. Oh, there it is. There's the scholar one. In the audio commentary, I was watching it, and I was saying we never see the thing for the scholar, but there it is. There it is. So this is where we're going to meet the director now. Here she comes any minute now. I'm sure she's already should be in there. Is she going to come out? No. Part of a ritual. A ritual, you tie someone to a stone, get a fancy dag and a bunch of robes, go through all this stuff, and then we see that there's the one for the Virgin. Obviously, that one's clean, no blood on that. They want to see us punished for being young. But here she comes, here's the director. It's Sigourney Weaver. Applause. So she's explaining what's going on. That each culture has its own version of the ritual, and obviously the one in America is like a horror film. They have the one in Japan and all the places in other parts of the world, but it's always young people. There she's describing the different. There's at least 5. The whore, she's corrupted. She dies first. The athlete, the scholar, the fool. We learn is not a fool. All suffer and die at the hands of whatever horror they have raised, leaving the last to live or die, which is the Virgin. She's like, the Virgin. And you, what? Virgin? No, she's not. It says, we work with what we have. I'm sure there are ones that... Surely they can find. It's Hollywood, isn't it? It's Hollywood. There we go. As long as they accept our sacrifice, they're taking notes, obviously. They remain below, but all the other rituals have failed. Has that ever happened before, then? That all the other rituals around the world have failed? I think they do this every year or something. Is it every year? I think they said earlier on that they do this every year. If they don't, if they fail, the world will end. The old gods will rise up and kill everybody horribly. It'll be like hell on earth, basically. So, he's got to die. As if you want to see the world carry on and not billions of people not dying, the agonising death of every human soul on the planet, Marty must die. There you go. You can die for them. What did she say? You can die with them or you can die for them. There we go. And then we can see in the background, she's got the gun because Marty gave her the gun after she stabbed Citizen. And now she's pointing it at him. No split diopter. You don't need it. Don't need a split diopter. Some directors had used a split diopter down that line there, wouldn't they? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Down that line to have them both in focus. But you don't need it because we don't need to see it in focus. We know what she's doing. Split diopters do my head in. They have uses at times. But so she says sorry. But she doesn't get chance because the werewolf arrives. And Marty lets it bite her. He doesn't warn her. She's there saying, she says, I'm sorry. He says, so am I. The werewolf arrives and bites her. There we go. And he picks up the gun and shoots the werewolf, and it runs off. So they're obviously not silver bullets. It just runs off. So does that mean if she had survived the end of the world, would she have become a werewolf? I guess so. Anyway, so he's fighting now. He's fighting with the director, is Marty. Because remember, Marty's got to die. Fighting with the director. I guess she's going to shoot him. But then Patience Buckner arrives with her axe. And I've missed it. I've gone past it. There we go. And bang, gets the director in the back of the head. Kills the director. Doesn't let go of the axe, which allows Marty... I'm going to show it. I've missed it. To kick him over the edge of this platform down into where the ancient gods are. So they might accept that as a tribute, as a sacrifice. Might they? There's two of them. Down they go. Look, but obviously not. That's not good enough. Everything's shaking now. There's all rumbling and shaking because they are coming, the ancient ones. So they sit down and have a little, here, and we find he's got a joint in his pocket, so he's going to spark that up. She says, I'm sorry, I almost shot you. And he says, I probably wouldn't have. And he says, I'm sorry. My favourite line in the film, there we go. I'm sorry I let you get attacked by a werewolf and then ended the world. So I'm just going to sit there now. Because essentially, they're selfish, aren't they? Particularly Marty. He knows if he doesn't, does he not believe it? Don't know. Would you believe it? You think if I die, the world is saved. But in 8 minutes, by the way, we were given a countdown. I forgot to mention that. She said there's 8 minutes till dawn, and that's when the old ones, the ancient ones, will rise up. So he knows that if he's got to die within 8 minutes. And the world will be saved. But they choose not to. They basically want to see the world burn, don't they? But I wish I could have seen them. That would have been a fun weekend. Well, you're going to see one in a minute, mate. Because here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, dear. There we go. Here it comes now. Bursting out. In the form of a big giant hand. There it is. Through that. It wasn't a CG cabin, that, by the way. The hand is CG, I think, isn't it? But the cabin was actually a model cabin that they kind of blew up. Because apparently they couldn't get CG trees right. So they'd used a model. But anyway, here comes the big giant hand. Why is it a big giant hand? I don't know. But you'd think it'd be like a big tentacle or something. But they went with a giant hand. If I went with something Lovecraftian, it'd have been a huge tentacle. But no. I suppose we'd seen a tentacle earlier on, hadn't we? I'd have swapped that for a hand. I'd have seen a giant hand come down and grab Amy Acker and then used a giant tentacle here. But anyway, so here it is. It comes down and boom. And presumably the world ends and then the film ends. And nothing happens at the end, I don't think. Let's have a look, make sure. I'm sure I've watched it to the end before. I don't think there's a post-credit scene. Nah, there ain't. There ain't a post-credit scene. No, there ain't. Right. Oh, I'm back at the beginning again now. So there we go. That's the end of The Cabin in the Woods. A great film. It is a really, really good film. Very enjoyable. Funny, scary. Lots of gore in it. Could have been more, but I suppose they were going for a R rating, I suppose, rather than a NC-17 or X or whatever it is over there. But yeah, it is still a lot of fun, and I'm surprised they haven't done a sequel. I know the world's supposed to have ended, but I think it were reasonably successful. You'd have thought they'd have done something else. It's Joss Whedon. There's probably comics. Wingrace, are there comics for Cabin in the Woods? I bet there is. But anyway, that's it. That's the end of the film. Really good, really good. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing watching this? You should have watched it first. Because I've just spoiled it, but never mind. Right, we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. I thought I'd go with, by the way, with the tree background rather than the misty one, because it's a cabin in the woods, isn't it? But yeah, great film, a lot of fun, really enjoy it. And like I say, you can watch it on Amazon and other places, and YouTube and all that. You can buy or rent it. It is available, obviously, on Blu-ray and DVD and all that. And it is well worth a watch. It is one of the better horror films of the last couple of decades, to be completely honest. It is up there. Because it's just so enjoyable, and it is a great tight script with some great acting, and it is really, really good and fun to watch. Right. Wingrace says, I'll say sure. The problem is, shall we look it up? Right, hang on, I could come over here because I'm not sharing anymore, am I? I'm not sharing my screen. Right, Cabin in the Woods comic. Or is it graphic novel? Whatever. There's Cabin in the Woods official visual companion. What's that one? What's this one? No, it's not that. Not that. I don't think that. Oh, hang on. What's that one? Cabin in the Woods comics. Or is this not an actual comic? I don't know. I don't think there is. But you would have thought so. There's a visual companion. He's like a Darling. Is it Darling Kindersley? Is that right? Yeah, there's a visual companion. Probably much like the Star Wars visual companions. No, it's Titan Books. Anyway, whatever. Never mind. Right, we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. What's coming up next? Monday, there we go. For Magnificent Mondays this week, it is the 26th anniversary of Deep Blue Sea. So we'll be doing that on Monday, which should be fun. Watching Samuel L. Jackson dealing with killer sharks, and Thomas Jane and Saffron Burrows and LL Cool J and some others. A lot of fun. One of the better shark films. And next week's Friday Night Appointment with Theyre, I think, is going to be Crimson Peak from Guillermo del Toro. Underrated film, in my opinion. What does that say on there? Watch it anywhere, it says. Oh, right. So we'll be doing that next week. A film that's, I don't know. You think when I first saw it, I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. I'll leave it at that. It starts off, I don't know. You think it's just a period piece, and then it ends up being a great horror film, in my opinion. But that's next week. Right, so we're all done and dusted. We will leave it there. So thanks, Wingrace and Justin and Josh Temple. And who else popped in? I saw and Alien as well, with 2 Ys. And I think that's it, isn't it? Don't think anybody else popped in, because Adam Gamer's busy playing Spyro, doing live streams for Spyro. I did pop in and liked his stream earlier on. Let's just check and make sure we've no live chats on Rumble. No, we haven't, of course. We haven't had any from no Stream Boo on Twitch this week, have we? But anyway. Right, we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Don't have nightmares. And until next time, I'll see you there.